All right, let's go ahead and now, after we've set all that up, let's reveal which spotlight games we will be going into. A reminder, these are not the only games we will be tapping into throughout the night. We have tons of other ones on Texan Live, but these are the ones that we will for sure be diving into multiple times throughout the night, starting with Spotlight game, week 2 is what that should say. The Temple Wildcats going on to take down the Willis Wildcats. So a Wildcat battle here. If you did not see what Willis quarterback DJ Lagway did last week, it was absolutely absurd.
463 yards, 8 touchdowns in the first half of the game.
In the first half. This kid was putting on a stinking clinic, and he's looking to do it again. It'll be a very tough test going up against the pride and tradition that is the Temple Wildcats. So we will have that one live on Dave Campbell's Texas Football tonight. Moving on to our next spotlight game here in week number 2. How about this tasty matchup?
I love it.
Crosby out of 5A Division 1 going to take on the number 3 ranked team in 5A Division 2 in the Fort Bend Marshall Buffaloes. This one is just fun. Crosby known for their really just hard-hitting style of ball. Fort Bend Marshall will run laps around you if you do not have it lock and key on defense. So incredibly excited, and a really big test for Marshall, bumping up into that next classification and seeing, where the gauge is on how far that this Marshall's Buffalo squad can go. So very, very excited for this one. We will stay in the Houston area, as I don't care where you are in the state of Texas. This one should be a head turner for all. The number 5th ranked Katy Tigers go and take on the 10th ranked Atascocita Eagles. This
so good.
Every single year is one that we all look forward to. Michael Silvers will be on the call. We'll be joining him at some point at halftime throughout Zoom. But this is great. We also, our very own Gavin Moritz and Trevor Bullard, putting together another feature, sat down with the head Tiger yesterday in Coach Gary Joseph and had a one-on-one sit-down interview with him. A man that we're always thankful that will give us the time, because he has every right to say, I'm busy.
Yes.
So very appreciative of Coach Joseph doing that. But this one is just a prospect matchup,
I was gonna say,
one
if you like a lot of star power, you need to watch this game.
Every single person
with prospects.
Yeah, every single person across the state should be excited about a matchup of this caliber. Moving down now out of the Houston area, we will go to a very big clash that I am incredibly excited about against a 2-1-0 squad in the number 11th ranked Cibolo Steele Knights taking on the number 12th ranked Lake Travis Cavaliers. This is the 3rd time these two teams have played in the span of one day over a year. Last year they played again in week 2, which was September 2nd. This year it'll be September 1st. Cibolo Steele took the win there. Then they met up again in the area round. Lake Travis winning on a game-winning field goal, 24-21. How will Volume 3 end up? And likely, if both of these teams continue to be successful throughout the year,
they're going to meet again.
Looking at the quadrilogy, as we like to call it. But join us for the 3rd edition in a year of Cibolo Steele and Lake Travis. We'll be checking in down there. Moving on from there, how about we head up to the DFW and another tasty 6A matchup? The number 13th ranked Louisville Fightin' Farmers taking on the Scots of Highland Park. This one speaks for itself. Star power all over the field. Coaches that know a thing or two about football. This is a tasty, tasty matchup in the DFW, and we will be checking in with our broadcasters there at halftime to get their reaction, post-game reaction, and all of those fun things.
This will be a good taste for Highland Park, too. This little 6A thing that they've got going on here, and seeing what the DFW 6A teams are like, too, because this is their first year, again, back in 6A, or I guess second year back in 6A. So I don't think these two teams played last year.
I don't believe that they did. I would need to look that up to verify for sure. But, yeah, Highland Park does not in district see anyone to this caliber. And this is, you're right, a very good measuring stick of, hey, when you inevitably go through and win your district, what are you looking at? What's your level?
The town. Yeah.
And it's good to go ahead and have that meter set this early on, knowing that they're going to likely have their way with most of the teams in their district.
Yes.
Then we stay in the DFW. How about this for a premier matchup of not only incredible teams, but household names across the state? The number 1 team in 5A Division I, the Alito Bearcats, taking on, punching up their weight class, heading over to C.H. Collins Stadium in Denton, Texas, to take on the number 9th ranked Denton Geyer Wildcats in a battle that could not be more exciting. Alito had a very, very good win last week against Parish Episcopal. And yes, that is a private school, but Parish Episcopal,
one of the top private schools in the entire state
at the time, was the number 1 ranked private school.
Yes.
And so very excited to see where they stand with this. Denton obviously has a size advantage and a depth advantage, but just interested. And I do think, regardless of how this turns out, this is a little bit of a measuring stick for Denton Geyer too. They had a good 42-14 win against Rockwall Heath last week. Really had their way with them. And so I think that this is even though Rockwall Heath is a 6A program, I think this is a team that's a little bit more in their weight class from a talent perspective.
Yeah, it'll be a challenge for both teams too, going head to head. Obviously, Alito playing up there, Denton Geyer playing down, but it'll be a good measuring stick, I think, for both teams to kind of get ready for district play that's happening in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. So we're very excited. We'll be checking in with our guy James Tritley at halftime of that one. So there you go. Just a small portion of the amazing slate of games that we will have on TexanLive.com. Want to remind you, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight is free. You can watch it for free, absolutely no cost. I think you just punch in your email and you're good to go. From 7:30 to 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight. If you don't want to watch the show and would rather watch one of those games in its entirety, TexanLive.com/subscribe, and you will have a full year's worth of over 1,500 different high school sporting event streams throughout the year. So we look forward to that.